Okay, so in my previous videos, we covered the cycle syncing one-on-one nutritional methods on how to sync your cycle. We discovered luteal phase, ovulation phase, and follicular phase. Today, we're going to be talking about our ovulation phase. Okay, so without further ado, hit like, subscribe if you want to know more about this ovulation phase, which is such a great summer phase for our bodies. Like, subscribe, and share. Without further ado, let's hop into this video. Okay, so the ovulation phase is often referred to as the peak of our cycle. It is a time of radiance, creativity, and connection. Without further ado, let's go on and explore this topic. All right, so this is the phase of fruitfulness, both physically and spiritually and mentally. This is our window in our cycle that invites confidence and clarity, and kind of like our spring phase of our body, this is also the phase where you want to eat the most vibrant foods as possible. This is the time where you're most social. Think about summer, right? Like your summer phase is when you want to go out, you want to try new things, you want to go to the beach or hiking, walks at the park, things like that. This is the time in your inner self, your inner summer, where you want to try and explore new things. So this is a great time to take a new cooking class or plan those dates or those girl outings that you've been wanting to get to, but you just have not had the time. This is the time. Okay, so also before we go any further, I want to talk about, in this video, we will further explain the ovulation, simply the hormones, the signs, best foods and energy, hormone support, lifestyle and clarity to keep your body safe and calm, and then faith-filled reflections on abundance and beauty. All right. Let's start with food first. So, antioxidant rich foods are going to be your best friend, and vegetables. So, this supports the egg and help reduce inflammation. You want to eat berries, strawberries, raspberries, spinach, kale, arugula, bell peppers, carrots, zucchini, and broccoli. These are all of the nutrient-dense fruits and vegetables that are going to really help you realign your body during this ovulation period. Lean proteins for our hormone building, okay? So you want to eat eggs. Eggs are rich in choline and vitamin B vitamins. Chicken, turkey, if you are not plant-based and you're still eating meat, chicken, turkey, I would highly suggest, making sure that it's antibiotic-free, hormone-free. If you're going to eat grass-fed beef, really consider looking at making sure that it's local. Here in my state, we have farmers, so we have local meat. You make sure that it's antibiotic, hormone, steroid-free, things like that. If you're plant-based, or if you want to incorporate more legumes into your diet, you can definitely add lentils and quinoa. This is a great plant-based option. For me and my family, what I like to do on our meatless days, like I said, I eat mostly plant-based. However, my family, they still enjoy grass-fed beef, but we do have meatless days. So I will make a lentil and kind of like a taco meat. So I'll do lentil, chopped up celery, chopped up carrots, and I'll soak my walnuts overnight, and then I'll chop those up and I'll put it all in this blender with my taco seasoning, and then you just cook it over some lightly drizzled olive oil on medium high, and then there you have taco meat, and it's way cheaper than buying meat at the store, and it feeds a family of 6 because there are 6 of us. So that's a little tip. Okay, so healthy fats, all right? So you want to eat avocados, olives, chia seed, hemp seeds, flax seeds, wild-caught salmon, or sardines. For me and my family, my husband loves avocados. I am not a huge avocado girl. I know, especially for the Latino community, there's aguacate and salsa everywhere, but I don't like avocados. I'm sorry. But it is a really great source of the healthy fats that you need in your diet. I love olives. I can do the chia seeds. I'll do a chia seed pudding like I stated in some of my other videos. Hemp seeds, haven't really quite found a way to incorporate that into my diet, but we love flax seeds. I even make a flaxseed hair gel that helps really grow our hair. Salmon, I tend to stay away from salmon because it's controversial. Salmon is great, especially wild caught. However, be mindful of your intake of the salmon because those parasites lay their eggs in the salmon, and you just want to make sure that it's cooked very thoroughly, so you're not getting those parasites in your stomach. All right, moving on to some zinc and selenium rich foods. Okay, so this will help your fertility and your immunity. So pumpkin seeds are great in zinc. Brazil nuts are great in selenium. Just add 1 to 2 teaspoons a day to your, if you're eating a pudding or if you're eating yogurt, whether it's whole milk or plant-based yogurt. I love to load that up with my fruits and all of my seeds to make sure I'm getting in my omega-3s, my zinc, my selenium, and the antioxidants for the day. Also, last but not least, the sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds are really great for your body, for your immunity and fertility as well. Okay, complex carbohydrates give you steady energy. So these are your macronutrients. The macronutrients are what you need to really help you sustain your energy. So this is sweet potatoes, brown rice, oats, and quinoa. Quinoa is a little harder for me to incorporate into my diet. I just do not like the taste. Like no matter what I do, I hook that thing up with, I cook it in beef broth or vegetable broth, add my seasonings, and it still doesn't taste the best. But it's a great way to get these in. So remember, we're eating for nutrition, not always so much flavor, even though there are tons of ways we can add the flavor in. But I do love my sweet potatoes, my brown rice, and my oats. So wrapping up this nutritional section, I have a video of a kind of like what I'll eat to make sure I'm getting these into my diet. And it's kind of like a Sweet Green copycat. Now, I love Sweet Green. I don't mind paying the food to go eat their food, or I don't mind paying the money to go eat their food. They're expensive salads, but they're great. But when I don't have it, or I just need to hurry up and meal prep for the week for myself and my family, I will get my kale, olive oil, salt, garlic pepper, okay, some grilled chicken, or you can use canned chicken if you're really in a crunch, cranberries, pecans, pumpkin seeds. Did I say cranberries? Okay, and then sweet potato. I will cut up my sweet potato and I will just cook them kind of in their stages, saute, drizzle the oil on my kale. I'll also add in my spinach and baby arugula. I'll chop that up and massage it in. Add in my little bit of salt, some lemon. I'll cook my sweet potato on the grill. I cook my chicken on the grill, and then I just throw it all in together, and there you go. You have this big batch of salad that is good for you. It has all of the zinc and selenium, rich nutrients, foods in there that you need to help continue to support and balance your cycle during your ovulation stage, right? So that's going to be really great. I'll show you. All right, so herbal support, my favorite, because I love, as you know, I love nutrition, but herbs it's my jam. So red raspberry leaf, okay, so this is a very common herb for women. So you probably already know about this herb, but it helps your uterine toning. So it tones the uterus, especially during the end stages of your pregnancy. And it also gives you a nice little energy boost. Spearmint or green tea is anti-androgenic. It is good for estrogen balance. So that kind of means like if you have too much estrogen, which can cause a lot of the, or lead to a lot of the, symptoms that we experience during our cycle, like fatigue, back pain, abdominal pain. This is really good to help kind of balance that out. Nettle tea, I've talked about nettle tea in my previous videos. It's really packed with minerals and it's blood building. So it also helps your iron intake. So if you're low on iron like me, drinking your nettle tea is essential. Okay, so here's a quick little tidbit during this time. You really want to focus on light and vibrant meals. So I know I just talked about the whole nutritional section, but remember, this is summer, so you're not really eating the comforting, warming foods that you would tend to eat in the fall or the winter. This is when you're eating like the fresh fruits and berries and vegetables that our ancestors naturally gravitated towards during these seasons. So you're having the abundance of berries, of cruciferous vegetables, not so much like squash yet, pumpkins yet, that's more fall, but you're getting your cucumbers, you're getting your peppers, bell peppers, things like that. So think raw as much as possible, but of course we live in today's age where we add in our chicken, we add in our whatever it is, and you're able to get that in. During your ovulation phase, the reason why having all these nutrient dense foods in your body and herbal support is important because your body is at its energetic peak, which means estrogen is high. Your metabolism is more stable and your body's preparing for the possibility of conception. Whether or not you're trying to conceive, this phase is ideal for fresh, vibrant, nutrient-dense foods that support hormonal balance, energy, and cellular health, okay? So this is the time where your body is kind of regrouping all of the nutrients that you may have lost during your menstrual phase, and you're just kind of giving yourself that love and that boost again. And then you're going to be able to have, the energy that you need to go on those dates, to, go into the workforce and get your work done, or chase your toddlers around at the museum. This is the time, the fun time, when you're gonna really put that energy into practice. And then you're storing that energy away leading up to your follicular, your luteal, and your menstrual cycle. Now going into the faith-based portion of your mind and your body and your spirit, the holistic wellness scope, right? So we covered nutrition, we covered herbs. Now we're going to cover, this is a time to also be, active in your community. So speaking to my faith-based brothers and sisters in the body of Christ, I believe in Yeshua. So this is a time to be active in your congregation. This is a time to be active, if you're going on missions trips, or if you're just, God can use you in so many ways. So don't limit yourself, especially in any phase, right? We should be out there each day, but especially during this time for women when our energy is at our boost, at our peak. This is a time where you could be more active. You can serve. Look at how, ask some ways that you can serve in your church. If you don't have a church home, maybe in your community, ways that you can volunteer. Maybe you can host a dinner for your family, and like a Shabbat dinner where you cook up your Shabbat meals. If you don't know what Shabbat is, it's the Sabbath. We believe that Sabbath is on Saturday, right? Sábado, Shabbat, Saturday. It's the Sabbath. It's a day of rest. So you can host a nice dinner and cook up, this 3-course meal that you would not have energy to do during your luteal or follicular phase, especially your menstrual. This is the time to do it. What I like to do, like I said, I am by no means perfect. I am by no means, have got this all wrapped up in my day-to-day schedule. But what I am pushing to implement for myself each day is when I wake up, I want to rise with the sun. Now, there are days, like I said, I am a tired mama where it is so hard. And I'm homeschooled, so I don't have to get up at a certain time each day, right? So there's that accountability piece there. But I want to raise up with the sun, do my stretching, do my journaling, give my gratitude, my praise, and my worship. And just having that quiet time to yourself allows you to receive that energy, to receive, that input, the daily to do from God, essentially. Like, we have our own plans, but God has the plans for us if we just seek him. So I'll write out my schedule. I will write out, okay, this is what I want to do today or tomorrow. But then I sit in the morning and say, God, I have my plan. I have my own plans, but what do you want me to do today? How should I teach my children? Should I take a different approach to this? I even asked, like, what do you want me to wear today? Should we go to the park today? Things like that. It sounds so funny and so simple. Like, why are you asking God, what are you going to wear today? But you'd be surprised, like, just learning to flow. You'd be surprised at some of the nuggets that just come out during this time with God, and moments of revelation, right? And so this isn't exactly pertaining to just your ovulation stage. This is something we can incorporate on our day-to-day lives. But especially for self-care, gentle movement, this is your time where, like we said, you're at your peak, your highest. You want to go to the gym. This is the time to do your HIIT exercises. This is your time to go climb that 14er if that's what you want to do. Kayaking if you live near a river. If you're surfboarding, if you're in Hawaii, shout out to the islanders. Whatever it is that you just really feel like, okay, I have the energy to do it. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Go out and do it. This is the time where I tell my husband, okay, every day this week, either in the morning or in the afternoon when he's home, I need to go to the gym. This is my time to, enjoy the outside, just enjoy life. Okay, so let's wrap up that video because I know I talked a lot about the same things over and over. Your energy being at its peak. Antioxidant, selenium, zinc rich foods, herbs that you can incorporate during this time, and get your body moving. This is the time, if you also love to decorate your home, seasonally or whatever it might be, this is the time to maybe do your home improvement projects where you want to deep clean your kid's bedroom because it's been driving you nuts looking at their dresser or their closet. This is the time where you might want to go shopping for your seasonal decor. I know that's me. It's summer, guys. I love summer, but I definitely want to go shopping for my fall stuff because I'm excited. So yeah, this is time to enjoy life. Don't pay attention too much of what's going on out there. I'm not saying bury your heads in the sand, for sure. Be knowledgeable, right? God, the word says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Be knowledgeable, but don't let fear consume you because it will consume you. Allow this time to praise, worship, push your praise through, push it through. And I'm speaking to myself. There was a day this week, and I'll end on this note, a day this week that I felt so anxious about what's going on in the world, especially being Afro-Latina, having family members who are from Mexico, from Puerto Rico, them expressing their fear to me, and then me being all of the things, Afro, Indigenous, and Latina. Like, where do we go, right? Where do we go? But I choose to trust the Lord. I choose to walk out this life with faith, in dignity, and enjoying each day. Tomorrow's not promised to any of us anyway, so continue to live your life in love and check yourself if there's any hatred or anger. And that's speaking to all of my brothers and sisters, white, black, Asian, Hispanic, whoever you are. Let's check ourselves, right? That introspection. All right. Well, I love you all, you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for supporting me on this channel. I'm so excited to see where this takes us and just play around with the content. And let me know what you got from this video. What really helps you during your ovulation phase. All right. Bye.